President Franklin D. Roosevelt used to give fireside chats on the radio, and that was a must-listen type of thing for us. We'd get around the fireplace in Tennessee or at the Naval Academy. As plebes, we didn't have radios, so when we heard that Pearl Harbor had happened, somebody came to our room and told us, and then we went to upperclassmen's room to listen to the radio and to get the full word. And one of the most memorable newsreels that we saw soon after that was Franklin Roosevelt talking about the hand that held the dagger struck it into the back of its neighbor. A date that will reign in infamy.
Generally stated, there are about 16 million people, maybe a little more, who served during World War II. And remember that at that time, the population of the United States was 160 million. So that is 1/10 of the total population that was actually in the armed forces during World War II. It was total war.
If I gave any definition to the enemy, I would say that they were resourceful. We flew reconnaissance, so you could see the area where you had to target. And like was said by my colleagues here, you would just bomb the heck out of them, come back the next day and see where the craters had all been torn into the ground, and 2 or 3 days later it's smooth and it looks like we've never been there. And the trucks continue to move. So they had a great tenacity about keeping their supplies moving regardless of what you threw at them.
Thank you, gentlemen.
The thing that I haven't heard from any of you all, and it hit me more than anything, that's probably the big cross that I bear, is the friends that didn't make it. I had a roommate in flight school who was he flew well, he was going to marry well, he was going to be a success. Within a month of the time that he made it to Vietnam, he was gone. And I had a surreal experience of standing on top of this mountain and receiving a telephone call. And I said, why is there even a telephone here? And they said, Lieutenant Dennison, do you know a Lieutenant Allen, Richard Allen? I said, yes, he was my roommate. He said, he has been killed, and his family wants you to take him home. And so I had the experience of going all the way to Dover, Delaware, go to Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, seeing his fiancée, who I went to the engagement party a couple months before, to see his parents, go all the way through the funeral, and then go back to Vietnam. So it kind of went like that. And I'm sure that other people had the same experiences.
What I'd like to go to is, we all go through training, but was there anything particular training to prepare you for the conflict in Iraq?
That's funny. I say that because since we were part of the first group to go, there was no real organized training from DOD or Department of the Army. So what we ended up having, thank God for good NCOs, because we maximized our resources. I was stationed at Fort Pope in the Joint Readiness Training Center. And so what we ended up doing was breaking up into platoon-sized elements, and we were training ourselves on how to secure rooms and stairwells, searching cars, people. And since we were at the JRTC as well, we had some insight with them. We asked some of their special op NCOs to go and take us and actually train how they do what they do. Also, I took 2 semesters of Arabic at West Point, so myself and an Iranian, a Syrian expat who was a specialist, E4, in our battery. The 2 of us would lead the cultural training for our battery. So every squadron in the regiment was functioning best of what you had and making it happen. And I thank God for my squadron commander for having the vision of having an understanding of what we were going to be doing in theater, because there were some units that didn't really have much of anything and didn't really know what to do, and they were kind of just going through the motions of project. But yeah, everything we did was just ad hoc. We made it happen. We adapted